I'm done. The best podcast in the world.
Hey, you see what episode it is, right?
Lyle Collins.
No. Toxic Guy, episode Alex Barron, 71. Y'all remember Alex Barron week 1 hold against the Washington football people?
I remember that
ended the game. You should remember. You in DC.
I think I might have been at that game, bro.
I woke up my folks because Tony Romo threw that touchdown. I remember vividly because my dad was pissed.
The swing to Murray, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dang.
Yep. Not swing to Murray. You're thinking of a different game. This was to Roy Williams. And actually, I woke up my folks with something totally different. I woke up the house, though.
You got a good memory, bro. I thought it was, what was the swing to Murray that got called off?
That was late. That was a December game. What year was that? I think John was actually covering the team at that. Yeah, Murray does. So he was covering the team. I can't remember, but it was a December game. I remember that for sure.
Was it a penalty, Scott?
No, that was a game winner.
That was the game. Okay, the game. Oh, yeah. Okay.
But the Alex Barron one was a game winner. He held it. The game was over. No time left. Game over.
All right, man. We got a lot to talk about. Law may jump on, may not. But how you guys doing, fellas? Everybody good?
We're good, man. We're good.
I'm great.
Yeah. Are you really, John?
I'm fine.
That was a stoic great. You sure?
I mean,
John is even kill. He won't never know.
Oh no! Hold on, Scott.
He's not like us.
Tuesday he was turned up. John had some points.
That's fair. That's fair.
He was turned. He was. John got in his fan bag. He was irritated with his defense, and
it's pretty irritating.
It actually, to be honest, John is good because let it passion in. You tweeted out some things today that got. I know me and Sky excited because we'll talk about it, but. As always, man, thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing. I don't know if we say that enough. We just jump in and we go at it. But I will say this: the growth of the Cowboys Collective. I went the other day, actually today, Sky, and listened to us on Spotify. And when you listen to things on Spotify and like in a different medium versus like listen to it on YouTube or even watch it on YouTube, it just hits different. Like, man, this is a great show, and
I'll admit I'm still learning how to be on a 4-panel show, consistently. That's something new for me. I've only done a 1 or 2 person show for years. So bear with us.
We find in our pockets.
Bear with me, goddammit, because I know
if I'm cutting Sky off, probably like I did just now, I apologize. If I get in on John's nerves, I apologize. Like you said, we find our pocket.
I found my pocket, and how to say it. Cutting people off, it ain't gonna stop. So quit asking. I'm just fucking.
All right, Scott, did you wear your Sanborns today?
Man, I always got my Sanborn ones.
You stay ready, so you don't gotta get ready.
Get the black ones, because the black ones.
The black are those heat
K9s though. Remember, they're calling them the K9s. But shouts out to Brunt for sponsoring our Brunts on the Ground segment. Basically, we're gonna have John let us know what's happening, boots on the ground out there in Oxnard. For those who do all the hard work, like John, when he's boots on the ground, you got to get yourself some Brunts, man. Super comfortable. I'm not playing. I don't know if Foots tried his on. I tried mine on. Felt like I was floating. However, I ain't outside working and building roads and cribs. But if you are doing all that, you got to get yourself some Brunts. Not only do they feel good, but they protect your feet, man. So shouts out to Brunt for sponsoring our segment today.
Yes, sir. And so with that said, Brunts on the ground, John, what's going on the ground? You tweeted some cool stuff, and you obviously heard Matt Eberflus talk to coaches. What's new?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways I could go with this, but the first one I'm going to say is going back to yesterday. So they practiced inside because of the wind in Dallas, and so it was really windy outside. If you walked out, wildly windy, you don't understand because they have it used to not be that big of a deal, but now that they have this Dr. Pepper building and basically makes like a horseshoe around. So fans get so worked up about it because they're just like, this team's soft. They're going inside. Now, you don't understand. So the Cowboys don't run a wing T offense. You would get nothing accomplished out there. Like you would get nothing accomplished. You can't even throw the ball 15 yards. It's just going to go, the wind's just going to go blow it somewhere. Like there's no way that a game, the wind would ever be that bad in a stadium. So that's why they go inside for those. I know there's a lot of people that wonder why they're doing that. It's not just like, because for a mild wind, like, oh, if it's not perfect conditions, we go inside. It's not that. It's, let's be honest, it's on Jerry. The way that the building is constructed is not great for practices when it's windy out.
Wait, so Jerry built a building that's not perfect for football stuff,
but perfect for making money because it's Dr. Pepper. So yes. Yeah. Speaking of which, Jerry, to Wall Street Journal recently, quote, there's $100 billion present value with gas out there. That's why I'm talking to you on the telephone rather than trying to fix our defense with the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott was asked about that today, and he said that he completely understands how that, that quote, let's be honest, that quote pissed a lot of fans off, as it should.
As it should.
And to me, that quote was a prime example of Jerry being cute in a time when he shouldn't be trying to be cute. And he does that too much. He knew exactly what was going to happen when he said that quote. He knew that it was going to get traction, but this just like, read the room. This isn't the time for that. You know what I'm saying? And so Dak did a good job. Dak's PR king. So it's not like he didn't say anything like, either way, but he basically said that he understands where fans are coming from. But he also said that he doesn't believe that Jerry is really spending that much time to do an interview. He just thinks that it's in a 5-minute interview to whatever, which, let's be honest, every GM is not spending 24 hours a day, 365 days a year doing GM things. But you want to at least give your fan base the impression that you are emptying every bucket, that you are trying everything you can possibly do. And so if the team was rolling right now, people wouldn't care about that, but they're not rolling right now. And if their defense was just kind of bad, you kind of look past it, but they're not kind of bad. They're on track to be the worst defense in franchise history. So those are the things where I just wanted to bring it up because it is a major talking point right now. Another one, DeMarvion Overshown today left practice when we were out there. And so he wasn't limping or anything. So it never appeared to me that it would be a leg injury. But it was like a hand type finger deal where it was when he was catching a pass. So they just went in to go get it checked out. And then he came back into practice. So it's nothing that even showed up on the injury report, but I just, a bunch of us tweeted out pictures of him going inside right before we had to leave practice. So, but it's not anything to be concerned of. He was limited again, like he was last week. Cooper Beebe was upgraded to full this week. So as we expected, I would be shocked unless there's a setback, I expect him to be the starting center Monday night. Today was the first day we saw Trayvon Diggs on the field. He did some running, wearing a mask, covering half his face. So, I don't know. I have a picture I posted. I could see you not knowing if it was Trayvon Diggs or not. Trust me, it is. So he was running for a little bit. That's the first time we've seen him out doing anything on the field since the concussion a couple of weeks ago. Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson were working off to the side. So those are your two starting safeties. They seem to be trending in a good direction. I don't know if they'll be ready for this game. Neither of them practiced. And others that did not practice, Jack Sanborn didn't practice, Elijah Clark did not practice. Everybody else was either full or limited. So Wanye Thomas was limited. I think that's a positive sign because of his migraine issue. Seems like he's trending in coming back. And then Perrion Winfrey was limited as well as they opened up his 21-day window there. So those are the main things on the ground from the start. And then there's some other things of just George Pickens being asked about his contract after practice. And he just said that, he was asked, do you want to wait or do you want to do it? Would you prefer to get a contract done right now? And he said that that's kind of up to what he wants to do. All I can do is perform at my best. He was then asked, who's he? He is Jerry Jones. And then he followed up when asked, Pickens said that there has not been any contract discussions as of yet. So some people annoyed that these players were even asked about that. I didn't ask the questions. but I will provide that damn content. So
Facts.
that's what's there. What do you think? What do you
John,
think? Someone asks a question, and it's an interesting answer. I'm gonna be like, no, the fans don't want to hear that right now. I'll be like, I'm firing off this tweet. That's what I'm doing. So I did not ask about it. Frankly, this sounds so bad as a reporter. I really didn't care to hear from anybody this week. I'll just be honest. All the speaking that I saw, all that speaking was on the field in Denver.
Sky,
I will
what did I
more speaking against Arizona Monday night.
Hold on,
I really don't care what anybody has to say.
Just quickly, when's the last time the Cowboys have done a major contract in season anyway? Like, that's a legit question. I can't remember
a major one.
Not like
didn't they technically do Tyler Smith?
One? Oh yeah, I
Tyler
guess.
counts.
Yeah, what was that?
They did Dak. They did Dak week 1.
Well, that was like an hours before.
Yeah.
I
guess that makes sense.
And
yeah, Tyler Smith. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Like Romo's last one I remember was done during like the NCAA tournament. So
yeah, Diggs was in the offseason. I remember that one. Yeah, I don't recall when, and I guess Tyler Smith would make the most sense. Homegrown. Well, we knew that was getting done. But one where it's like last year of the deal, no 5th-year option. This type of situation. I don't know. I think this is going to the offseason.
Oh, this thing's got franchise tag written all over it. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. Like, I mean, just knowing how the Cowboys operate and then how well George is playing. Yeah, I think it's going franchise tag. And that could totally lead to it being ugly offseason where guys, he's not showing up to this or that, whatever. But that's the path I see it going.
If they tag that man, and they don't spend money in free agency or make trades, there's no excuse not to get this done prior to camp. None. Because you have all that extra money, use it to sign George Pickens.
No doubt. No, they do for sure. Or if you don't sign George Pickens, let's say that you do want to just do one more year and see where things are at. Let him play under the franchise tag. But to your point, use that money somewhere else then.
If they tag him though and let him play, they're going to use the tag as an excuse, and there's going to be people that buy it. They're going to gaslight the fan base. 30 million, whatever it is, 20-some million tied up to Pickens. We can't spend money, and fans will eat it up.
Yeah, well, I would be fine with that if they said that after they just signed, I don't know, some linebacker or some corner or some defensive tackle or something like that. Off the open market. Yeah, no, I can understand. Or traded for a guy and gave him an extension or something like that. I could totally understand that.
But mind you, the tag has to happen in March prior to free agency.
True.
Right? So that means they'll go into free agency like we just put $28-30 million on the bucket. So we only can go get you Jack Sanborn and
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, nobody should be buying into that.
Thanks.
John, I wanted to ask you a question. So Overshown's good.
Yeah.
Great stuff, by the way, John, on the Brunson on the ground.
Always.
I got a segment for us, a little report card. Me and Zach did some content with that early. So I'm glad that you said what you said, John, about I didn't want to hear from anybody because I could tell you right now, like me and Sky text, I'm irritated right now. Like I'm irritated with the fans. I'm irritated with the players. These guys need to show me. But John, do you get the sense that we'll jump right into it? Do you get the sense that a trade is coming, 1 or 2? I saw your tweet out with Vegas because where I'm at, and I'll just preface this where you kind of want to show your offense, like you don't want to divide. These jokers know they can't play. Dak is going to go up and say, "Hey man, I'm sorry to everybody watching, but." All the Cowboys players watching, but not to be long-winded. Dak is going to go up and say, man, I know these guys will turn around. He's going to, like you said, he's PR trained. Shotty's going to go and say, man, we're working through these things and things are going to change. I don't really see much more changing that you can do. I mean, hell, Sky was just saying Sanborn's going to miss another game. It's gotten to the point we want Sanborn back because I do. I want Sanborn on the field and his Sanborn one, Sky. So I say all that to say, John, go ahead, Scott.
And I was gonna say, put it in what they call it, speed mode or something like that.
Put him in speed mode like you do the Clark. Oh, not the Clark Sky. I said Clark's. Oh my God, them
ugly shoes. I forgot what them jokes are.
The restaurant workers were. Anyway, can we do? Where are you gauging this team making a trade? Because Ricky said it. I stand with Ricky.
I do. I believe
Ricky hits, John. He hits, man.
Believe in Ricky,
hey, you know what, John? You are one of the only reporters who stayed away from that George Pickens not coming. A lot of reporters jumped out there and said no shot at anybody, but they said,
yeah, I try not to do a lot of that stuff because there's just so much about this business that you really don't know. And it's not like when you do get it right, anybody's going to pat you on the back. If anything, there's not even I don't know the Twitter handle for when you get them right, but I know that you can end up on freezing cold takes when they're
when you get
wrong,
wrong.
terrible, you know? So I try and stay away from that unless I know for certain one way or the other. But one thing I wanted to say before I get into the trade stuff, though, is I'm telling you, man, like, I'm not saying that this will definitely happen, but I'm just saying I won't be surprised when it does. Different defensive coordinator next season, and Maris Leofau is on the field all the time and playing well. Just wait for that. Just wait for that, because when you look at how bad the linebacker play is, like, we're not even talking like, yeah, Leofau can get on the field, you know, because he's got these, you know, Baltimore Ravens, Ray Lewis, or, you know, type linebackers. No. He can't get on the field behind these guys. And so I just have a feeling that I don't know who the new defensive coordinator will be or what the changes will make, but I see this overshown Leofau that we thought we were going to get a year ago next year, and we're all going to look around and be like, wait, how come that didn't happen last year? Where was Maris Leofau out there? So anyway,
hey, where are my mods at, Scott? We got to get our mods up.
Yeah, I actually tried myself, but I'm not signed in, so I can't.
We'll have to get the guys to get the mods.
Somebody just did it. Was it you? Okay.
Yeah, so I think I cleaned it up, but get my mods to get it.
In regards to the trade talk, because there's so much talk, I'm usually hesitant when that happens with the Cowboys, because usually the Cowboys, when they make a move, there isn't a lot of talk behind it for that particular player. So, but no, I got these odds sent to me today, the latest Vegas odds on players that could potentially be traded before next Tuesday's deadline. And the first one was Max Crosby, and the favorite was the Dallas Cowboys at 2-1. Now, these odds are if the player gets traded. The odds would still be far in the favor that Max Crosby stays with the Raiders. But it's if he is to be traded, who would be the team that he would go to. And the Cowboys were 2-1 favorites, with the Patriots being second at 3-1, Niners at 4-1, Lions at 5-1, and Seahawks at 7-1, Commanders at 8-1. But that wasn't the only one that the Cowboys were pretty high on the list. For Trey Hendrickson, the Lions were the favorite, Tampa Bay was second, Washington was third, and the Cowboys were fourth for Trey Hendrickson. And then Kayvon Thibodeau, they weren't at all on that list. Okay. But then for Bradley Chubb, they were third. The Eagles at 2-1, Commanders at 3-1, Cowboys at 4-1. And when I look at that one, that's the one that I can see being moved, and that's the one that would have to piss you off the most as a Cowboys fan. You don't make any moves, and the Eagles or Commanders then get Bradley Chubb. That just makes it even worse. And then the other ones are like A.J. Brown. Obviously, the Cowboys aren't on that one. Breece Hall, the Cowboys aren't on that one. Mark Andrews, no. And then Chris Olave, obviously not. So, yeah.
Does there conspiracy ears point up when you see that Jerry Jones is going to be live with Stephen A. Smith Monday at Texas Live? DeMarcus Ware is going to be there. He just said this outrageous stuff. You got, he likes to stir it up. Does your ears point up a little? Because I said this on Twitter publicly. I said, yeah, that looks a little fishy. That looks like if I'm chasing headlines, this is the perfect time to do it. Some type of trade happens Sunday night, Monday morning, or Jerry goes on there and stirs it up more. Then a trade happens after. So my question then became, all right, sounds like the Cowboys actually want to make a trade. Sounds like the Cowboys are going to, but is this going to be a Mingo trade, or is this going to be a bingo trade? That's where I don't know.
Yeah, I think that Jerry is doing all of this, that appearance, as you mentioned, as well as, he said on the radio the other day, he talks to other teams through the media. Like, so absolutely you should factor in that he's doing all this because they do want to make a trade. They would love to make a significant trade, but the issue is, like, will they give up what's needed to make that trade? So that's the separation in all of this. But yeah, it would not surprise me if they do a Mingo level trade to just say that they did something because nothing bigger falls into place. With that being said, I also will not be that critical of them if a lot of those players I just mentioned don't even get traded.
Sure.
That this happens all the time during the trade deadline, and a lot of these players don't even move teams, and then the fan base is so upset that you didn't go get that player. Well, nobody did. Myles Garrett, it doesn't make any sense why he's still with the Cleveland Browns. We don't understand it. He probably doesn't understand it, but this is just the world we live in. Every trade deadline, it's going to keep coming up as long as the Browns suck. What about Myles Garrett? What about Myles Garrett? Well, when he doesn't go to another team. Now, when he does go to another team and you look at what the compensation was, then that's when I feel like you're open to be critical. If you see that, damn, they gave up a 1 and a 3 for Myles Garrett, whatever, why didn't the Cowboys do that or something? That's the time. But if he just ends up on the Cleveland Browns, I'm sorry, you're just not calling ball. Call the Browns, give them 7 1s. Like, you're just not going to do that. So I try to be realistic with it.
Yeah, Jameis said he wishes we would stop talking about it because they're not going to do anything. Well, I mean, it's the trade deadline, number one. Number two, they have made in-season trades over the last, I think it was, we brought the statistic up a few weeks ago. They've made like a good 6 or 7 of them in the last like 10 years or whatever. They haven't been big ones except Amari Cooper. Yeah. But they have done it. And obviously they just did it with Jonathan Mingo last year. So yeah, we're going to talk about it because it's very possible they make one. The issue or the conversation to me isn't if they make one, it's a big deal or not. It's how big of a trade. Like if we're making another Jonathan Mingo trade, then you mind it's nothing to me. But if they make a real impact trade, then it's a big deal. So yeah, I think the conversation is warranted right now.
Listen.
That's fine if you believe they're not going to get an impact guy, but we're talking about just making the trade in general. Like it's the trade deadline, my guy. Like what do you want us to do?
No. We have to talk about this, and the Cowboys need to make a trade. And
they absolutely. I'm to the point now where I don't even care what they give up.
Yeah,
like
John,
they can't.
I was
give
at that
up
point
enough,
when we talked about last.
Like for Max Crosby or something like that, they can't give enough up realistically that would make me go, yeah, that was too much. Because I'm saying realistically, like again, they're not giving up 7 1s. But if they gave up 2 1s and something else, I'd be like, yeah, okay. I don't care. So do something. So
me and Sky had a debate and I want to bring this to the forefront, but you need good players. And I think what you said about Maris is extremely true, John, that I think that this staff may not be for him. But I also say that the players that you were depending on, and I'm going to do some mid-season kind of report card stuff with y'all, the players you were depending on, I know that I had high hopes for, haven't given you what you needed. So now we got to go get what we need. You know what I mean? And I would like if they did, let's say they did a Jermaine Johnson, right? I'm parlaying that with somebody else. If they did a Jalen, that's just me. I'm parlaying that with somebody else. Hell, if they did Max Crosby, I still may get greedy and go get a backer too. But now you feel like the team is trying. I think that it would send a terrible message if they don't do anything and just say, man, you know what? This is cool. What we got is what we get. What you guys are going to get, it is what it is. But that's just me. So
can you imagine if they traded George Pickens at the trade deadline? Like with just how pissed off fans are about the Micah deal and where things are at right now. If they did some move for Pickens and what they got back was just very mid. Oh my God.
I'll say this, John. I'll say this. I did not think I would be talking to you in October and Micah Parsons wouldn't be a Cowboy. So I'm just at the point where I'm down for the ride like you, John. I don't know. Like this team we're finding out in real time the ins and outs because I mean, bro, Micah beat Arizona by himself. Just being real, if you go watch that game.
Sure.
Yeah. And so you don't have anybody close to that on this team. And the guys that you thought that were going to be that haven't been that. So just the simple fact that the trade is being talked about. So glad that Ricky even mentioned our names because it seems like everything else has been, John, what's the back and forth between they didn't call, they did call. That was so interesting to me because I love the fact that Trey Wingo actually doubled down and said, no, Jerry's lying to you guys. They called. And I like that. Like, I'm glad that we're doing something. Somebody.
And let them make a move for Max Crosby, and Jerry will be the first one to say that he was lying that entire time. He basically did that about the Micah thing. When after, Micah had the trade request and he's like, we're not trading him. We wouldn't do that, blah, blah, blah. And then after they make the trade, he's like, yeah, I was doing that on purpose. So, I mean.
Yeah, we thought about this in April. We had this was the plan the whole time. Make a run.
What would you guys give up from Max Crosby?
2 1s.
Yeah.
This year and next year?
If they wanted that, you could have it. At this point, I don't care which ones. I mean, I agree. I was just trying to look out.
You don't want to draft in the first round this year?
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't care because you suck at drafting and defense in the first. I don't care. So. I'm at that point, bro.
Sky's taking my time of the year away from me.
I'm sorry, Flitz.
And still,
Like,
why you do that to me?
I was trying to keep us with one, and you give one this year, one the following year. But the more I kept looking at the way we draft defense, I'm done. Go sign.
They can have whatever 2 ones they want. I don't care.
Tom, I'm about to make you a mod. We got to clean this up. I can't keep looking over the chat.
Yeah, we definitely need to get mods. I didn't know. I came in here late. I didn't know we need mods.
I think I can do it. But as I keep talking, because it's bothering me. So Tom, get ready. And I got a few other people.
Hey, explain this to me. What are you talking about? What can't?
No, we're getting spammed.
So when you have live streams, you have moderators that control the chat. People say crazy things in there, disrespectful things.
I don't see anything crazy yet.
There's some spam. Yeah, there's some NFL gaming stream spam stuff.
Oh, okay.
So we're getting big time. By the way, John, that's what letting you know that too. actually, the numbers for Thursday, because our Thursday numbers don't normally be great. But these numbers are actually, I'm like,
Hey,
Cowboys Collective is becoming we gonna spank them. But so all right, so still, you said 2 1s, John, 2 1s for you as well.
Do it.
Max is good, and he'll be on the team for a long time. I probably
they could give up 2 1s and a 3, and it would be too much, and I'd be like, yeah, cool.
Those type of players are better. Go ahead. I don't want to get back. Go ahead.
No. You good, Scott?
No. I just don't want to go back down.
3 1s is probably where it would have to get for me to say it's too much. 3 1s would probably be too much. That's where you'd have to get.
Okay. We have 3 we have 3 categories today before we get to the Cardinals game, and it'll be mid-season awards. All right, and mid-season non-awards, not good. Biggest surprise.
I got a great candidate for the not good one.
Okay. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Biggest surprise.
This is a surprise test, y'all. Foots ain't hit us with this.
I didn't hit you, but I like when we go off.
I love it this way. Yeah.
This is right off
the cuff. Right off. Yeah. So there we go.
The best way for me to say something stupid.
I was about to say, I know that Sky likes to get his thoughts together, so I'm gonna go. John.
I'm a prep guy, but I can also go, man. I flow. Let's go.
Okay, so you want to go first then, Sky?
Let's do it.
All right, so biggest surprise on the offensive side of the ball, Skywalker Steele.
Oh, this is easy for me. Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dog, I did listen. How many times we come on here and we were talking about they got to show me. This running back room got to show me. And Javonte Williams said, hit me. Come on, hit. And look, I hit him and he hit right back with he's about to have 1,300 yards, 15 touchdowns. I did not see that coming. I ain't gonna lie. I don't care how big of a Javonte Williams fan you are. If you saw that coming, bro, please give me the lottery numbers. He's just I think he looks better than he looked pre-injury from a vision standpoint, from a just complete running back standpoint. What he's missing is he had pop. He had a little bit more pop prior to the knee injury, and obviously that's going to sap some of it. But man, he's been so good for you. I still do believe you need to get him a partner because I don't think I know it's gonna sound weird because he had a bunch of big runs. I don't think he has that electric ability, that wiggle necessarily. He can, when I say wiggle, yes, he can make a cut, but you know what I mean by that agility to make guys miss and hit the edge and what have you on the outside. That's supposed to be Blue. It's not the guy right now. If you can give him a tandem, man, and keep him fresh later in the year, when hopefully you compete for the playoffs, Javonte Williams, he might mess around and get a Pro Bowl now, man. Biggest surprise. Easy to me.
Nice. John?
Yeah, I don't even think he has any competition. It's no question. It's Javonte. But like miles away at number 2 for me would be George Pickens, just because some people can say he's as advertised, but there still was no guarantee that everything was going to work as well as it has up to this point. And has been great. I don't think you could ask for any more. Obviously you could ask for more wins, but I wouldn't put that on George Pickens. So in a far distant second, he would be the one for me for sure. Because there's certainly a path I could have seen where he's just solid, and you talk about like, yeah, maybe they'll try and resign, whatever. But he's been so good that we're not even to the trade deadline yet, and it's already like, hey, they should get a deal done right now during the season, And I don't think anybody would think that's a bad idea, if they did that. So yeah, he'd be 2 for me.
Number 1 for me is Dak Prescott. And
fight Foots, bro.
No, I know. I gotta.
I'm just being real loud. Talking about pride, Dak Prescott. Get out of here.
And I shouldn't be surprised, but I have given Dak hell, so I got to step to the. Sky. We talk about it. When you're wrong about something, you gotta. I didn't see. What I will say is his legs, his lower half, the way he's throwing the ball. When Dak has issues, his accuracy, the lower half isn't married. You don't know how he was going to bounce back from that injury, from the surgery. Dak is, man, even in I said this, even in a air quote bad game from Dak last week, was it awful? No.
Joe, I'm glad you said that because it really was like 2 plays.
Bro, you know why we're doing that, Sky? I promise you this is why we're doing this. Because the defense is so bad that we nitpick everything on offense because
they were big
we
plays,
need to score.
Though, but yeah.
The one that really was egregious to me.
Halftime.
No.
Oh.
The red zone, Sky. I wanted him to throw that fade.
The first possession. Got you.
And that's the OC in me still. We got to throw fade more. I just think that the way George is catching the football, we have to throw the fade ball. But that's
that one pissed me off too a little bit. I'm like, damn, he 1-on-1. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Maybe the quarterback doesn't love that as much as we love it.
Could be.
You might be right. John.
It's not like he throws it all the time.
He doesn't, but I remember when Gallup was healthy, man, he hit Gallup on that a good bit, man.
He do
right. I go back to
him and Dez.
When you bookend Tony throwing it to Dez, and then after when
Tony
it was
a magician
Dez,
with it.
Yeah, no question. It was his. I said that to Clarence Hill in the press box. I'm like, I'd rather have Dak Prescott as quarterback. I'm not saying otherwise, but Tony would not have. He wouldn't even have looked anywhere else other than George Pickens on that play.
No,
there's no. I mean, but that's because you can also make the argument, and I don't even think there is an argument. I think it's a fact. That's his favorite throw. Would be Tony's favorite throw.
I was going to say also Tony never had a CD Lamb on the other side. It was only if it was Dez. That's Dez. That's it.
Yeah.
Throw to Miles Austin over there. No, I'm going to Dez. But
that's
it's
fair.
Dez and CD. You like. I do got to pick, but I wish you would have picked. But anyway, I hear what you're saying on that one.
Yeah. So that's mine. We're working on the mods too, guys. So we're trying to get it all worked out.
I mean, is it getting real wild in there? We getting like
picks? No, this is like the 5th time.
They're hitting us, bro.
Yeah, they're hitting us pretty bad because it's a game tonight.
Yeah, because it's a game on. Okay. Biggest disappointment on offense. I'll start.
Ooh, that's a harder one.
We're doing snake draft, guys.
Okay.
I'll start. Biggest disappointment for me. I didn't want to do this because Terrence Steele has played better, but like this week was rough. Both tackles were rough. I think that you're probably moving on from Terrence Steele at the end of the year. And he's been good, but it's just like there's just something left to be desired. And he has been better.
He's been him though, yeah.
Exactly. That's who he is, Sky.
He's been him.
That's who he is. So that's mine. I'm not gonna get long-winded, but Terrence Steele for me. Who you got, John?
I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with what you thought the player would be. And
I know where you're going. I think I know where you're going.
And so I'm pretty guilty of. I mean, hell, there were times early in training camp where I thought that this could be a potential Jaden Blue as their leading rusher this year. And he hasn't even really done much at all for me to think that they wouldn't draft another running back very high. And that's even with me saying, let's say they get something relatively affordable done with Javonte Williams.
You're drafting a running back.
Drafting another, so I would probably lean towards him. But then again, it's like, if you go by draft position, and I know you guys are going to be like, well, why did you expect anything? Like Luke Schoonmaker? Like, I mean, what is, I mean, for a 2nd round pick, there just hasn't been that return on investment there either. But yeah, let me think. Let's see. I got Pro Football Focus up right now. I'm trying to think who's their
I got
lowest.
mine, and it's because of the expectations that I had. I just thought he'd be used a lot more. Hunter Lipke has been extremely disappointing. I did not see Hunter Lipke not having. We got 1 carry, no receptions.
That's a good one.
It is pretty wild how he got that contract. Right?
Average blocker, and he got paid. What? It just that shocked me. The way they were using him, I thought he could be one of those hybrids of John Kuhn and what's the other cat over there in San Francisco?
Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah, I thought he could be some type of hybrid with that, and so it's hard though.
To your point, the special teams coach was just over in San Francisco, and he gave out of this entire season when we have the coordinators, which are on Thursday, one of his most in-depth answers that we've gotten from him is about comparing Lipke and what he's seen from him to Juszczyk. So to your point, I mean, obviously, and then to give him the money, they thought that as well. So,
man, it's bad, bro. I mean, we're in week 9, and I don't think he has. I think I can count all of his touches on one hand, and I don't think they'll use the whole hand.
If you go by players with 200 or more snaps, if you put that as your threshold, who do you think has clearly got the worst offensive grade for the Cowboys on PFF? It's like not even a debate.
200?
200 or more snaps, yeah. So like your Schoonmaker's not even qualifying.
I was going to say Schoon.
Probably, is it Guyton? I hope not.
It is.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's his grade?
PFF, I don't like grades. So
they got him at 66 out of 77. The only thing
I don't think he's been that bad, John.
The only thing I will say about this, though, is I too take the grades with however you want, but there isn't very many times where someone's got a really bad grade where you're like, no, that player's playing really good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, the way they did Diggs in 21 was nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the discourse between Pat Mahomes and what's the other quarterback who played the Raiders? Geno Smith. They gave Geno Smith a higher grade than Patrick Mahomes in that game.
Yeah.
And I've been off their grades, but they're wacky.
I will say, though, the thing with that year with Diggs, the thing I always went back to, and again, like what we're talking about certainly can apply to offensive linemen. There's so many little things that how are you grading this versus this? But I remember that year with Diggs, I would say to people all the time about his grade is I was like, well, clearly they're not the value on the interception isn't high enough. Whatever value you're putting that on, you know what I'm saying? Like, and how much of a game-changing play that is. I'm not saying that all of a sudden you should put it so high that he's the number 1 corner, but there's no way he's the worst corner or bottom 10 or something.
No.
He's getting too many. He's impacting the game too much to be like that.
And,
so no, I agree.
Diggs was the top 5 corner in the league. Nobody's gonna tell me different because interceptions matter. You're stealing possessions. Yeah. Like there's no way.
Well, nobody getting off on him either. He was for real locking up once.
Bro, he was running Terry's routes for him. That was a fun year. And let me say this about Tyler Guyton, bro. Guyton, I think the penalties are probably assisting that grade.
Yeah,
that grade, John. He is
which
not
matters because if you those add up. Those are kind of like sacks. You get holdings. You getting multiple pre-snap penalties, and it's not like one off. This is consistent now.
It is, Sky. But there's never been a moment this year where I'm like, man, get him out the game. I've never felt like that.
Foots, we talked about it early in the season. I remember.
Packers game, probably.
We talked about both tackles. We was like, yo, these tackles are struggling. And we talked about Thomas. We were saying maybe he might have to go in there for somebody. But we was like, it's not going to be Guyton because he's a young buck. And we were talking about with Terrence. But look, man, I think he's improved. I don't think Guyton is off the hook yet. Right. No. I think at this point, we're going to have to just let the year play out, reevaluate. And I think year 3 will be a huge year. I do think the jury is still out. He's young. He's a second-year player. You got him for possibly 4 or 5 years. And people might say, hey, look, Will, he's a first-round pick. He needs to play better. That's true. But he was raw. We knew he was going. I called him a Project 2025 because whatever he did at 24 wouldn't matter except for experience. He was going to struggle. It is what it is. And he's been better. But I don't want to. The bar is low for better.
Yeah,
he's been better, but I don't think Tyler's been good. I think he's been about below average, and then hopefully next year that translates to good, and then we got a rock solid left tackle. But I think you're probably going to move on from Terrence next year, and then the spotlight will be on Tyler. Like, all right, big fella, you got to show us something in year 3 where you are our rock solid left tackle we could depend on for the next decade. If not, they will have to start thinking.
No, I completely agree. But we're not
there yet.
Hold on, Sky. Hold on. We're not doing tackle in the first round. Don't do that to me, Sky. Don't, Sky.
Just be ready, like you said, though. You already got that in my head. I would have never thought about it till you said that shit. Damn it, now.
They will start. They will come out the creases. Team O-line, team trench. Anyway, all right. Let's go. Let's do the read. Let's get it going. Great show so far, and then we'll come back to the defense. Are y'all ready? Because these
Whatever your
grades
question-
might
whatever
not
your
be
question
too.
on defense. Yes.
So quit asking.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using the code HMA. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
Call your shot on Sleeper. These Thursday night games are fun, y'all. And use code HMA. Did you? Yeah, those are these. I'm talking about like if you want to live bet and stuff like that, it's cool, man. Sleeper it's the app, bro. Like use that code, get all the little rewards, just the cleanliness of that app. So thank you so much, Sleeper, thank you so much, Sleeper, for sponsoring this channel. All right, here we go. We're going in snake fashion, Sky. So you're up. Who's been the biggest surprise? Now, I want to say this, guys. Surprise doesn't have to be good. Like you're surprised they're terrible, that's fine too. But if you want to keep it positive, Sky, who's been your biggest surprise on the defensive side of the ball?
Man, there's so many. If I go negative, I would say Osa, because I just thought Osa would be really damn good in this scheme. It's an attacking front, and I wonder if I wonder if this. I kind of glossed over this, and I shouldn't have when I was studying Flus's prototypes, and it was length. He likes his interior guys roughly between 6'4", 6'6", around 290, 295. He'll have some guys that are 285 or so. Osa stands at what, 6'2", 280? That really is not his type. And I don't think that me and John, we might get ready to fight. I don't think that he had a say in the $80 million contract. Now he might have had a say, and yeah, I like him. We can make it work, but he can't control what they're paying him. Yeah. So, I wonder if he was like, man, I would have rather just went and got Buckner over there, right? You know what I mean? Somebody that fits his prototype, and maybe that's where I missed in that. Yes, he is technically a 3-tech pass rushy upfield guy, but he's not the type that. And this is what the defense coordinator said. He said, I like to have interior guys who have the length and the size, et cetera, et cetera. And that's not Osa really, man. So biggest disappointment negatively is Osa. Same position positively is Solomon Thomas. I think he's been a really solid interior rotational guy. In fact, he's been your most consistent defensive tackle. But that will take us down a whole nother path.
Man, John.
So I have two surprises. Both are bad. There's nothing good I'm going to say about any guys in the defense. I don't think anybody has exceeded expectations. But so my one surprise is kind of a position group thing, and that's that I thought for sure back in training camp, even with Micah Parsons on the team, even with Micah Parsons off the team, I thought at least one of those edge rushers would kind of jump out and be a guy that, like a 2014 Jeremy Mincy type thing where you're just like, yeah, defense isn't playing great, but so-and-so, they got 5-6 sacks and they're like kind of doing their thing. And there just hasn't even been that guy. Like I do think Donovan Ezaraku is showing you enough where you're like, yeah, I can see he's going to be part of the future at one of those end spots for sure. Yeah. But there just isn't anybody there. And I thought for sure, whether it be Dante Fowler, Sam Williams, I mean, heck, this is before Clowney, I thought I was so confident. Marshawn Nealon, I thought one of those guys at least. I was like, oh wait. And then when they traded Mike, I'm like, yeah, one of those. It's not going to be as effective, obviously, without him. But one of those guys is going to perform pretty well, and that just hasn't happened. Individual players, whether you want to use PFF grades or not, they have graded 80 linebackers, and the 80th linebacker is Kenneth Murray, and I have no argument against that.
Okay, you know what? I can't argue with that.
I don't. So.
No, you can't. For me, the biggest surprise is I am happy with Donovan Ezaraku, to keep it in a positive vein.
But are you surprised though?
Scott, I'm surprised how good he's been against the run. I thought he would struggle a bit more because he's not the biggest, and he has better instincts, it feels like, than Marshawn Nealon, who's supposed to be good against the run. And and Sam Williams, who
Can I ask you?
Hey, real quick on that. Let me just jump on that one.
Yeah.
With Nealon and Williams, how much do you factor in? Do you care, whatever, in that maybe they're not as healthy as they probably need to be? Or do you not care about the health side of it?
I don't want to say.
The reason I'm asking this, I was driving the Star this morning, and Mickey Spagnuolo, that works for DallasCowboys.com, was on 105.3 The Fan, and he mentioned, but hold on, listen to me here. He did mention, he goes, look at Javonte Williams when he's talking about Sam Williams. He's like, look at how it took him, sometimes those knee injuries, it is that second year. And I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm not
rolling my eyes at
I swear I care, John.
I'm rolling my eyes at Mickey.
I've never had a knee injury like that, so that's why I honestly tear my ACL. I'm done with sports, so I'm just saying.
John, I promise this isn't to you.
No, this is Mickey to me, because Mickey will find any. Well, guys, we're 3-11, but if you just stick with it, and we'll get to the man. Mickey, shut up. Like that's how I want to say to him sometimes.
What do you say, Sky? You know, listen, Mickey, OG Mickey, we love you, buddy. I will say this though. The only reason why I can't give Williams or Marshawn that excuse, because rookie Javonte was good. Like you saw something, bro. There has not. I'm sorry, I have never saw it with Sam. I was talking about to this with Scott. Like you've seen a flash play, whoop-de-doo. You have not seen consistent play out of Sam Williams ever, John. And Marshawn, it just seems like he hasn't been healthy enough to even get in a bag. And like the Carolina game to me, John, was just gross with Marshawn. He was getting destroyed by tight ends way smaller than him. I don't know. You got some, Sky?
Yeah, Sam. So for me, again, a lot of this comes back to Voldemort. When he was here, I was just looking at Sam as a DPR, designated pass rusher, 15 snaps, just pin your ears back, go get the quarterback type. And he ain't got no moves to do it. But if you know that's all he doing is rushing, you ain't got to worry, or throwing, you ain't got to worry about anything else. Maybe he can get something here or there. He wasn't supposed to play this much with that injury. You knew it was going to come. It was going to take some time. So, but it doesn't matter for me with Sam. He was not going to be here the following year. It is what it is with him. Yes, he's worse off than I even thought. With Nealon, I never looked at Nealon as a pass rush guy. Like, I didn't even really factor Nealon in when it came to like, hey, we got pass rushers. I never talked about Nealon. I said he's an edge, but he's a run guy. So if you want to ask me about like the injury affecting him from a pass rush standpoint, that I don't care about. But if it's affecting him in the run, I do care about it, because you are getting blocked by tight ends regularly. That is a problem, bro. And he's a big dude. So I don't understand it. He's patty caking and very finesse with tight ends when I'm seeing guys like Donovan Izaraku get off of me, right? Everyone wants to talk about Michael Parsons being small. Michael Parsons don't play small. If you would never put a tight end on Michael, I don't care if it's the run game. You might wham him. You might double him. You might surprise him with a tight end, but a tight end one-on-one with him or DeMarcus Lawrence, absolutely not. They're wrecking shot. And
I don't think anybody. The two players I think play the most like bigger than they are in the entire league. And you guys can come up with some names, but Micah Parsons is one, and then Amon St. Brown is the other.
Can I give you one more, John?
Yeah.
Play him this weekend. Buda Baker. Love his game.
That's a good one.
Funny. I was literally thinking. I was thinking about Buda. Another guy is retiring. He's crazy, but Antonio Brown played way bigger than.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he did. That's a good one. Yeah, but Buda Baker. And speaking of which, I'm glad you talking about safeties, because I'm gonna go on a rant with my disappointments. But to my biggest surprise. So yeah, it was Donovan for me. My biggest disappointment, and I'll just go on this rant. This season, bro, is the continual thought that we don't need to deal with the middle of our defense. I'm talking about right down the middle, and that's off-ball linebacker and safety. Sky, we've been doing our draft shows for 5 years. We pretty much have stopped talking about the safety position, but I did some research, John. I came prepared. You haven't drafted a safety over. I thought for some odd reason, I thought Donovan Wilson was a 4th-round pick. He's a 7th-round pick. So you're literally playing with Malik Hooker and everybody else. And as much as we like the stories of these guys, Marquise Bell undrafted, Wanye Thomas undrafted, what's his name? I watched his film, Elijah Clark. He didn't even like he belonged on the field, bro. And this was my worry about when it came to even the long runs and the tackles, that it would be Donovan Wilson coming down making tackles. You know what I mean? Because those long runs and some of those big plays, we weren't even getting these guys to the ground. So to me, the biggest disappointment is now we're paying for the sins of not taking the middle of our defense serious, because who's the last high off-ball linebacker we drafted? Sky, maybe Marist?
LVE was it?
It was the first round.
Yeah.
And that was 18.
You took a guy, you know?
Yeah, you took a net. Yep.
After that, you haven't taken one.
I'm blaming the front office for that.
Donovan,
you're not taking it serious.
Marvin Overshown was
now they did. Now I will say they did think that Micah would play a lot more off the ball linebacker.
That's fair.
He ended up being a way better pass rusher, to where they're like, okay, you're not doing that.
That's
anymore.
true too.
That's fair, John. That's a good
point. Yeah. Micah wasn't,
and that's not even a Cowboys thing. That's called an NFL thing. He was
got
there
lucky.
for the taking. They even traded back. Like, you wouldn't do that if you thought you were getting that type of pass rusher.
He would have went one in a redraft in
No
that
doubt.
year.
I was very firm that he was the best defensive player in that draft, and he was only dropping because of the immaturity off the field. And dropping is relative, because dropping to 10 is not really. Was that dropping?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you go by average annual value, Dono.
When was Dono drafted? I just looked
19.
it up on. But what year was it? 7th,
2019.
What round?
What round was he drafted?
I'm pretty sure it was the 6th. But
Okay, I said 7th.
They haven't taken us. I did this years ago, and I can't believe it's still happening.
Yeah.
They haven't taken a safety in the top 4 rounds since J.J. Wilcox.
Yeah.
And like I said, he was 1 year at safety at Georgia Southern. He was a running back before that. So you're right. They don't take it serious. That's why I stopped. Foots, we talk about this all the time. But that's why I just stopped studying them, because they're not going to do it. So quit asking, right? Until somebody comes in here that takes that position seriously, because that's what happened with Dan. Dan came in and Dan said, excuse me, y'all haven't taken a one tech, a heavy fat man in the draft since 2000? No. We're going to take multiple. They took the kid from Kentucky. They took Big John from Arkansas, and then they took Mozzie Smith. Granted, they didn't hit, but they at least attempted to. It's going to take a defensive coordinator that's going to be here for the long haul, that takes a position seriously, to draft a safety high or sign a high price free agent. They played the cheap game, and they thought they hit on Malik. I was so surprised at the extension. They played the cheap game with Curse, thought they hit there, and then Dono, who had an amazing 2020 season, in reality, got a spot took in the next year by Curse, and they still paid Dono. So they misevaluate that position grossly.
So if you go by average annual value, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker are both right around $7 million per year. So that puts them right around like 25th highest paid safeties, 24, 25th, 26, somewhere in there. So I think they would argue, well, we're just not going to pay a lot for a safety, but both of our guys are paid within the top 32. And my argument would be like, why not get a game changer back there? Why not go get somebody that can. So
I did this.
Tony, it's going to make me sick if Caleb Downs is there at one of their picks and they don't take him.
John, I love Caleb Downs' game. Loved him last year. Those guys, Brian Branch, you can put in these exotic game plans with guys who can do those things. And I know, like I keep talking about me and Sky's off the record conversation, but when you want to do groovy stuff and you got a dude who, hey, this game, you're gonna play specifically in the roof for this reason. They like to do this. You can rob this. You can't do that with Dono. You can't do that with these guys.
You also can't do that with Matty Eberflus.
No, he doesn't.
No, I'm dead serious. Matty, this was something I was on record with when we hired him. It wasn't like I was coming at him. It's just that, hey, y'all, expect a non-exotic defense, no blitzing. I said very low blitzing. That's historically speaking. Very basic 4-3. He'll sometimes get in that little penny look, right? 5-man down, but there's nothing creative about this defense. So these guys are just going to have to get. This is when I thought Micah was going to be here. Get after the quarterback, and then these defensive backs want to break on the ball. So if you want to get that type of exotic looks or do funny, cool things, that ain't your guy, man.
Doesn't that even concern you more that things look as bad as they do on the back end with how wide open guys have been, how they let people get behind them too much, the run fits, all of that? if it is as basic as you're saying, that should concern you even more. The fact that they're not even running anything where you're like, well, that's a pretty difficult defense to run. So guys are confused, I think that Eberflus has felt like he's probably,
dumbed it down,
taking it down to the absolute studs and feels like, all right, well, we'll build it up from here. And it's not getting built up. And maybe that's not teaching. Maybe that's not in the personnel. I don't know.
If I had to keep it as layman as possible, I think the muscle memory, they're fighting their muscle memory. This is a mostly, I should say, secondary or defense that was drafted to play so much man and did play the highest rate of man for 3 straight years. And a lot of those guys are still here. So you're fighting that. They weren't asked to be, what was it, 80, 70 something percent man, I think it was. And a lot of it was with cover one with a third safety. Now these guys are trying to fight against what they've known to do for years. And it's one thing when you're in camp. It's another thing when you got 3 receivers running one way and you got to pass this guy off where the 1 turns into the 3. And then, that changes everything, man. So, yes, it's basic to what's what my man say, Bane, about the something about the initiative. Somebody got that quote where Bane said something about the initiative, but it's basic to people who've done it, but it could be more complicated for those who have not.
So then you definitely got to blame. So now it's like, man, all right, did the front office really lock in with this hire? Because it's so much head scratching here as Scott scratches his head, because like, did anybody think, okay, he's going to play primarily zone. We have primarily man guys on our roster, or whatever you want to call it, or we have Dan Quinn's. We still have a lot of Dan Quinn's players on this defense.
I got it, man. He said theatrical and deception are powerful agents to the uninitiated, but we are initiated. You know what I'm saying? Like all the theatrics and stuff, it's confusing to them because they're not initiated.
Yeah. You did? Nah, I'm with you. Nah, I get it. Let's do this, guys. Since we're right here, let's go biggest disappointments. And you started with.
I already gave you mine. It was Osa.
Okay, you went.
Yeah, mine's Kenneth Murray.
And then who did I go?
No,
I did. I thought I went. I think my biggest surprise.
Anyway. I think it was the biggest surprise was Rocco.
Right, that's right. Okay, biggest disappointment, bro. I said it. The middle of our defense, like the fact that we haven't. Okay,
it was the whole.
Yeah, the fact that we haven't. So, I guess in closing, guys, and that was great, by the way. That got us through the show. Thank you, guys. We'll get to these super chats as well. But I guess what I wanted to ask you is the fact that we are, and we'll probably ask this every week, the fact that we are in trade talks and it sounds like it's real, is there anything that could save this season defensively? Is there anything that you guys would do that could save this season that's realistic? Because I know what you said, Sky, like I'm looking at it as you're shooting for the stars, land on the moon. You might be shooting for the stars, land on another planet. I don't know. But is there anything that you guys, John Machota, Skywalker Steele, would do that will make it realistic? Maybe that is parlaying it with Savon Ravel being decent prayerfully and Overshawn coming back. Is there anything that you guys would do?
Oh, what I would do? Or do I think there's anything that can be done to save it? What I would do is I'm not hanging the phone up until I beat Mark Davis over the head.
Yeah.
I mean, I will fly to Vegas, liquor him up, take him out, spend a couple $, and get him to sign that.
Get him a haircut.
Yeah. Get him to sign
that. Get him a haircut is crazy work. John with the one-liner from the top rope.
No, John. What you do is you compliment that terrible hair he has. You make him feel good.
What is that, John?
You
John,
get your haircut like that with him?
Hey, he apparently likes it. So Jerry need to be like, you know what, Mark? That's a fantastic dude you got there, my friend. You gotta make him feel good about himself. And Jerry got a black book too. So give him your black book. Yeah. Let him know anytime you come to Dallas, I got you. Do whatever you got to do. That's what I would do. But do I think is there something they'll do realistically that'll save defense? No. The other thing I would do is something we didn't get to. I would have to make a change with the voice of the defense. I just do. It's not going to happen though, but that's what I do.
John?
Yeah, outside of, I mean, I agree with everything that you said, Sky, personnel wise, obviously make trades. I would be making a trade for a defensive back, for a linebacker, and for one of those top DNs if it's possible. But I think it's unlikely that they'll do a bunch of moves. So I'm going to go in this chat here and go with, honestly, what Cool G said. I would blitz a lot.
I like that.
I would just keep blitzing. Seriously. Like, obviously, you're not going to do it on every play, but I'd be very boomer bust. Way more blitz. I would finish this season as one of the highest blitzing teams in the league. I wouldn't even care.
I like that.
Go all Wink Martindale on the ass. Just fire away.
What is the worst that can happen? Because we're already seeing it. So,
hey, John, remember you said a couple weeks ago, I was like, hey, man, this thing can get worse. You said, I'd like to see how that look. We just saw it on Sunday. We just saw that shit.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
Franklin.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
You lose to Kyler Murray.
Sunday, bro. All I kept thinking about is, like, if the Lions are healthy, that Thursday night game is going to be so bad. Like, you think Denver's loud? Oh, jeez. Okay.
We gave up 30 to Bryce and them boys, man.
With that.
Yeah, man. What a good one,
and I'm just telling you, like, being from Detroit, like, these people can't move on from the whole Dan Skipper thing. So,
Like,
they
look, they got their payback, Cowboys. John, but they want more. I know they want more in Detroit.
That's all I thought about, because I was like, Kansas City will be at home. They'll have more of a chance there. They play better at home. Philadelphia will be at home. I'm like, man, that Thursday night game in Detroit, like, I don't know. If you think that this conditions in Denver were bad, like, man.
If I was Flus, bro, I start cheating. I don't know how, but I would start cheating just to show the Joneses that hey, man, I'm trying. I sneak a 12th man on the field. I'm sending. Look, Jack Sanborn ain't good for nothing else. I'm sending him to Detroit right now to tape practice. Anything you could think of, just do something, bro. You just can't sit back and do nothing. I'm cheating.
Hey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
You ain't trying, bro.
Let's get to these. Let's get to these supers, and we'll let you guys go enjoy Thursday night football. 400 people here. 400 people in the chat. That's a nice night tonight, guys. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are also adding us on Apple Music and Spotify. Just a thought. Let's still walk. Put Guyton there. Go left tackle with one. There we go. The thought. Here we go. Sky.
I can't wait for draft season, bro.
Sky. Why these people want to mess with me, Sky? I'm texting Sky. I was texting Sky aggressively the other day. Why they want to mess with me?
You know what's funny about it too is it's like
I can't do it,
not
bro.
a position. It's not a position that will ever not be there. Like, you can make an argument for every other position that there are some years in the draft where you're like, yeah, but these quarterbacks really aren't that great. And it's not often. Quarterback would be number 2 for me. But there are those EJ Manuel drafts. There are some where you're like, man, I don't know that there's even a top 10 quarterback here. Certainly that year with running backs, wide receivers. We just saw it this past year with corner. Offensive tackle, there's always an offensive tackle to go high in the draft.
I might walk off the show.
Sky.
I might walk off the draft show, bro, because I'm with you, fam. Like, bro, go sign one then.
Yeah, bro, this is ridiculous.
Goddamn tackles y'all want to take in the first round in the last 8 years. This is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, bro.
I will say, though, going off of their history,
thank you for that.
It's realistic.
They should take a defensive tackle if that's the player there. Let's say that's even grades on offensive tackle and defensive tackle. But man, there's just such a greater chance they hit on that offensive tackle as opposed to what they would.
And that's going to be part of the argument. That's going to be part of the argument. That's gonna be part of the argument, John. I'm already prepared, bro. Like, I'm throwing in the white flag.
Hey, I will never, ever forget walking inside of that Ford Center because there was like 3 picks left to go, and I'm like, "There's no way they would take a guard here. They're still not against that." Like, and here they come up and they say Tyler Booker, and I was like,
"Hey, Scott, should we humor the people?
Fans are gonna riot."
If you want to see a battle. Go watch me and Botch on Sky Stream when he came on.
You know, when I'm playing,
you guys can find me that link and send it to me. I'd appreciate it.
Oh,
me, John, you know it was crazy if I'm the one like, hey guys, calm down. All right, everyone, let's settle down a little bit here.
Zach's turning red. I mean, he's red as this. He's orange.
That was his first time on the live with us, though. He didn't know how we get.
He was red as this, bro. Me and Botch
was nervous.
Who's Zach going to? This guy's like, hold on.
Zach was like, God, if they
find that link.
Sky will find it. He'll send in the chat.
I said
We're looking at Sam Williams, Nealon, Osa Wilson, okay, and a few others being good because they were Dan Quinn's system and his Zimmer system.
That's fair.
But they haven't been good in Eberflus's system, and it's the system.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, hey,
I mean,
whenever it's bad, this bad, it is what it is.
Nealon wasn't great last year. Wilson was terrible last year. Sam didn't play, but Osa, yes.
Wilson was really bad last year.
Wilson was bad. He shouldn't even really been on the team, but
that's good objectivity, Sky. So Sky's not making up stuff. I mean, he didn't hate Matt Eberflus. It's really, yeah.
Like, I mean, I wasn't like, there's the guy. I was like, hey, I mean, if you watch my documentary, a piece at the very end, I said, if you get him the guys, they never went and got the guys to me. So here we go.
Well, and think about it. Mike Zimmer's defense started out slow here, guys. It hadn't been this bad, but it started off slow for sure.
Zimmer got some of these guys to play a little better, though.
For sure. For sure.
Zimmer got something out of Mozzie, just something. He got something, bro.
Consistent bad.
He didn't even get mentioned in our disappointments
because he's just a walking. Just never mind.
Can I say something, John? You talk about answering your questions as to why you needed him to hit. You needed him to be good with Dan Quinn.
Y'all see Foot showing off his ring.
Or
Foot's like, let me tell you something, John.
Or you just move on, like the Eagles would do.
Yep.
After 2 years.
Yeah, he'd be out there in Philly.
There's no question.
He would not be.
Philly would have said, "Hey, John Harbaugh, what you want for your guy?"
Yeah. Or Jim.
Jim, my bad. That's what I meant. Yeah. Jim. One of the balls. Go ahead. Pause.
One of those Harbaugh brothers.
All right, here we go. Last one, guys. I've heard many content creators that I respect say if a couple guys, thank you for the $10 JNY Blue, and thank you, Randy, again. I've heard many content creators that I respect say that if a couple guys are bad on offense or defense, that is the player. If everyone is bad, it's the coach. Yeah, that's fair.
I believe that 100%. And I believe that just from my own time, forget the Cowboys, just watching sports, watching football, college, pro, whatever. Yeah, you can have a couple guys. And then the other part that you add on top of that is that nobody is exceeding expectation. Nobody is doing anything where you're like, yeah, it just sucks because he's tearing it up, and that now they're kind of wasting it. When nobody is doing anything well,
here's where I'm at.
That's beyond talent for me. Sorry.
Because when I said that the other day, me and Fuss were about to fight.
Well, no. I was about to say, because I definitely don't want to debate about it now. Because
I'm staying 10 toes. I'm done. I ain't fighting you on this no more. Get that guy out of here.
The only reason why because he doesn't have, I don't think that, like I just told you the safeties that we have on the roster. But hey, I mean, at this point, I don't have a leg to stand on. Everything's been so bad that, I mean, even my arguments, nobody's going to want to listen to it. So, I mean, when the results are this bad, is what it is.
When the results are this bad, we can't take up for anyone. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
You can't take up for the players. You can't take up for the coaches.
Yep.
It's like strip the whole thing. And
here's what I'll say about that. After Matt Eberflus is fired, these guys are gonna have to look at the film, because I'm gonna tell you, there's bad film out there on them, right? So like Kyrie Elam probably won't get another job. I mean, some of these other players probably won't. It's like, I don't know if you want him starting. He's on historic defense. So that's why I'm like, hey, players,
Elam
you guys gotta want this too. He won't be starting. He will never be a starter.
No, but he'll
be real. He only started now because of injuries.
Yeah, because they tried to bench him too. If we were to get a new green dot, who would you choose? Alo, dog.
We need a Brown Breaker on defense. I love it. Brown Breaker's a wrestler.
Okay. A new green dot guy, I don't know. I mean, I have some guys in the draft.
Demario Davis, man. But if you mean like young guy, I don't know. That's Foots' arena right now.
Yeah, young guys. I mean, there's some good backs. Backers in there. Yeah, there's some good backers in the draft. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. I mean, the one name that I want every Cowboys fan to pay attention to is Arvell Reese, out of Ohio State. Really nice player. It just depends on how bad you are if you'll be in range to get him. And that's another reason why I just get rid of the first round pick, because if you're picking at 18, man, go get you Max Crosby or somebody. Go get you Jeff Simmons for me. I want Jeff Simmons, but Max Crosby, I want Max Crosby too. So, good show, fellas. I think we're good. I think we hit all the super chats. We'll let you guys go. We will see you guys next week. Need a win. We didn't even get to talk Cardinals, but you need to beat this team. They have 2 wins. You need to.
I don't know if Kyler's going to play. It's getting a little weird now. Sound like
so what's going on?
They've bumped his parents back. This is like the 3rd week in a row, and I think they did that 2 times before, and Kyler didn't play. So, you may be getting Brissett. Yeah, he ain't Kyler running around, but he can move a little bit too.
He can carve this defense up.
Yeah, he'll throw. I mean, first of all, like I told you, I don't give a damn who's that quarterback, bro. I'm about to talk about that damn defense. Offensively, though, I mean, real quick, they play a lot of cover 4. I think this is going to be a game where they don't have a great pass rush at the very bottom of the league in pressures and sacks and things like that. I think you should be able to deal with the edge. Can you deal with Calais Campbell, though, who's 40 goddamn years old? If you let him wreck shop with BB back in your interior line, then there's a problem. But I think Dak should be able to be comfortable enough back there, and if you give him time, he will dice this zone defense up. I think they're a little funny though. They'll get into some look and then switch it up on the back. So Dak got to be ready for that. But I like our offense against our defense. I don't like our defense against a high school offense. So Cowboys, you got to get it dub.
Got to get it done, man. So we will see you guys. John Machota, Skywalker Steele for our brother Law. We love you all. Peace. Oh, we got another $5. Thank you. Oh, they said we should have kept DeMarcus. No, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I'm not this. We.
You weren't gonna be able to keep D-Law and Micah. Well, they'd have been fighting up in that mother. But yeah.
Much love, y'all. Peace.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.
All right, Steele, what you got planned for the